Hey, we're stepping back in with a little bit more Starfield. And of course, you know, this is my absolute favorite game of all time. So we're going to jump back into it with Selena Brooks. We are still working on some things, and we're going to go see where we left off, what we got coming up next. We have the artifact. We are with Constellation. We have Sarah with us, as far as I remember. And it has been a while, as you can see right on screen, since we've been in there. Holy cow. Yeah, I haven't touched much. We've been through a lot the last week or so. I'm battling, or just now ending my battle with the sinus infection. My wife ended up in the hospital with pancreatitis for a few days there, so that was awful. So it was me and my 8-year-old son at home trying to fend for ourselves without my wife being there. And then also the water heater blew up. so, and then me with the sinus infection had to go out to my garage and clear out a big area and space so that they could come in and replace it. Yeah. Luckily they have payment plans for things like that, or we would have been sitting here still without hot water. It was terrible. Oh, so life comes at you, and it comes at you hard. And there is one thing that I've always said, and then I'm not trying to be a religious fanatic or anything here on this, but we are life basically. God will never give you more than you can handle. So the key here was always remember that. When you think things are tough, when you think things are bad, remember you will never be given more than you can handle. So figure out how to get through it, how to how to face it. Get surround yourself with the people that are there for you, not there against you, not there to bring you down or to chastise you or anything. People that support you, truly support you, and that will be there for you, and you will get through it. And yeah, so yeah, last week was challenging. Why are there so many people still here? Why are there so many? Didn't we just clear out everybody? We sure enough didn't. Or did it crash? Or did it crash? All right. Um, we're just gonna strip you of everything because, to tell you the truth,
Well, I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
right, right. Yes, it's about time you got on board with my looting. Wow. Now, I think it did it crash, and we didn't have it saved after we got through this part. Why are we doing this part over again? Where's VATS when you need it? That's what I'm gonna say. Why would you come up with some sort of space age VATS, man? You know what I mean? Some sort of space age VATS that allows you to. What am I doing? Where are you? I don't know where everybody is. There's someone over there, straight ahead. But then there's people over here too. The only bad thing about an automated weapon. Only bad thing about an automated weapon. Ow. Is it's hard to keep track of your ammo count. Let's clear this all out first. Then we'll concern ourselves with the
You got
loots.
nothing, nothing!
She's yelling at somebody. And I'm bleeding out. So, first things first, let's trauma pack. I'm gonna take that. I know I said I wasn't going to, but god dang it. I can't help myself, man. Where would I be if I didn't if I wasn't looting?
Cowards.
I know, right? Cowards just run away. There sure are a lot of them. Sure are a lot of them. We got to go back and get one that was hiding from us. And then we can just loot from there. Alright. Alright. Nah, okay. Been playing a lot of... haven't been playing a lot of Skyrim, but the last few videos or Skyrim videos, so... Oh, god dang, man. Is that everybody up here? Okay. I think it's telling me of everybody that's going to come up. Alright, so how do I just stand up? There it is. Alright. Get your ammo. Get the chunks, even though, yeah, we try not to... I think ooh, nope. The weapon is worth a lot of money. Nothing over here. All right, let's look at this. We'll get that. I think we gotta. I think we got to raise our limit for spacesuits. I'll take it. Yeah. Right now, the limit is about anything over 10, anything 10K and above. We will take. Just got a return on investment, right? The investment is carry capacity. How much of our carry capacity are we willing to use? I've never done this one. Let's look here. I've never gone in here. You see how important the cursor is to me? That reticle? So I know where I'm shooting. Oh my goodness. I've been missing out on this.
Drag around all that gear.
What did she say? She yelling at me? Look at this. A weapon case. I got some white hots. And I got this 10,000 Explorer Razorback. Come on, man. Are you just mad that I'm not sharing with you yet? Is that the problem? And then look, cred stick. 182 credits. And look, this life of mine. Hold on, penicillin. Alright, I found an old book of astrology. Apparently, I'm a Sagittarius. Whatever that means. And get this. My horoscope said, you should not be afraid of the dark cave and the truths that lie within. Obviously, not nonsense, but it's fitting. Guess a broken clock is right twice a day. This is the third of these abandoned shafts that I've gone exploring in, and there's tons of good stuff that they just left behind. The advent of laser mining may have been a challenge for those old big machine based mines, but they're a jackpot for scroungers like yours truly. Big mining conglomerates look at a huge piece of machinery and decide it's not worth it to drag it out because someone like me to drag not worth it to drag it out, but someone like me, I can spend a month poking around and tearing out old heat exchangers and make a year's salary selling them to scrappers at Sidonia. That is right. All about the loots. Same here, bud. Same here. And that's just uncalled for, right? To criticize to criticize my looting habits, man. Okay, it's an addiction. It is a serious addiction. The one that, oh, look at that. All right, I'm over encumbered. All right. So we will. Oh, dang. No way in? You can see we already checked those guys out. We already looked at him. All right, let's go look at the other guys. Make sure we are. And then once we are done, ooh, a control rod. 14K. All right, this one. Get his ammo, get his food. Gun, maybe not. Yeah. Value's too low.
Don't
Emergency
leave any
kit.
of that behind.
16K for this weapon. Alright, the suit. The power pack is worth over 6K, almost 7K. Beast Hunters, refined, deep. Okay, 14K. Neural jack. Ooh, 7K for the thing. 6K for the tombstone. Alright. What do you got on you? You're a predator, and okay, your balance pack is worth something. The helmet, if it was over 6K, I would take it. Weapons, I'm looking for something, anything, over 5K for weapons, preferably 6K. I think 6K is our minimum for weapons, helmets, and back and boost packs. See, that's 14K for that suit. All right. All right, Sarah, we gotta see what we're dealing. Ooh, 24K for that. See that helmet? Almost right there, but I mean, it's teetering. The boost pack. All right.
This must lead to the miner's living quarters.
Yeah, but first let's do the smart thing. You were right. You were right. You were right, Sarah. I am carrying around way too much stuff, and I need to unencumber myself. Not bad. Yeah, we can put that one away. Uh-huh. We put that one away too. That's not a bad suit. Ooh. We may have to rethink what Sarah's wearing. All right, packs. We can just start unloading. Look at this one. Holy cow. This is a incendiary. Calibrated Zealot Assault Armor Pack. It's a power boost pack. I don't like power. Crypto Farm. Every real-time hour randomly generates from 2,500 to 1,500 credits. Are you freaking kidding me? What's this one? Assisted carry. Anti-ballistic. Liquid cooled. Guess what? Equip. All right. We got to test it out. Oh, god dang it. O2 boosted. Through hiker. Food and drink. Kim's way. Oh, look at that. See, these are new, different, man, they're so cool though. That is an actual cool thing. Through hiker. That one, I gotta see. We got it. I mean, it's not like we're hurting. We're not hurting for cash, right? We're not. But I mean, who's any one of you in the comments? Tell me you would not see this mechanized right there. Look at that, plus 100 carry capacity. Yeah, boy. Right? I need more of those. Mechanized, plus 100 carry capacity. Yeah. Okay, so that's why we don't get rid of that one. Okay, ain't no shame in my game. All right, we'll worry about. All right, miscellaneous. All right, banned cosmetics. I don't remember that. So first stop, where? The den. Got to get rid of that stuff. All right. We can't get rid of that. I don't know what that is, but we'll hold on. Okay. All right, resources. We can unload. Okay, aqueous hematite. We got to keep a hematite. Yeah, hematite. We have to keep a. All right, we can get rid of these guys. Oh my gosh. All right, so there we go. Aid. I'm afraid. I'm very afraid. All right, so we're only down to. All right, let's get rid of some of these weapons. Oh, okay, we gotta revisit that one. All right, the Polaris. All right, the Glock 19. That shotgun might be something. If it is in a different color, we're not worried about it. Now, Furious makes this one interesting. Because right, each subsequent shot does more damage than the previous. Let's see, and we got 2,000 rounds for this one now. That's a lot. Mag storms suck. Just so you know. Now this one's cool because it's vampiric, but restore 5% health over 2 seconds when you hit a target with a melee power attack or weapon bash. Are you serious? Are you serious? We're putting that one away. All right, instigating ode. All right, it's suppressed. That's why we're holding on to it, but I don't know that we need to. That one is only 6 shots though. Should give it to Sarah. Our ship is getting full up too.
I can't imagine having to live almost every waking moment underground.
Hey, let's trade some gear.
I'll only carry the good stuff. Just kidding.
Well, I'm only going to give you good stuff, because that's how we feel about you, Sarah. That's how we feel about you. All right, what kind of ammo is taking the .43? All right, get off my land is the one that we have. That's 6 mags. That's a 24. Ooh, sucky now. This doesn't give us anything but standard magazine. This one is shattering rapid. God dang it, man. You're making life so hard. You're making life so hard for us. Okay. And this one has furious too. Okay. We'll give her this one. Yes. All right. Oop. I might have made a mistake there. All right. Sarah. All right. What are you currently? You're using this one. Oh, that one's good too. Okay. Oh, I ain't mad at you. What are you wearing? Oh, Sarah's spacesuit. See, look at that. What in the world? Well, is there even a choice? Is there? You know what I'm saying? Is there? Really? Really? Gosh darn it, man. Wow. Okay. Hey.
Until later.
Yeah, until later. You're looking good, babe. All right, here we go. Let's get going. feel like I'm moving faster now that I'm lighter, you know? Okay. Um. Are you serious? Somebody look at my health. How am I looking? Not good. Not good. Not good. My health is looking a little poor. All right. Gotta hit the right buttons though. I hit the reload button to do some health. Don't shoot at me. Don't shoot at me. What'd I do to you? See, that's the rudeness of people these days. Seriously, just 100% like rude. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you shooting at me, man? It's as if I came in here and said something about your mama or something, and now you just outright rude. Is there somebody behind me? Yeah, dang it, there was. All right, that's Sarah. All right, there's another person that kind of behind me. No, not yet. Yeah, see right there, somebody. I'm just gonna say right now, if you shoot at me, you're just plain rude, right? Um,
Come on.
where'd everybody go? That's Sarah. All right.
I'm sure they had something we can use.
No, not really. Ammo.
Easy, Mark.
Okay, put your money where your mouth is, buddy. Easy, Mark. All right. Well, this one guy is a pain in my little patookus. To be honest with you.
I'm moving. Fire!
Wait, are you telling me or are you telling your friends? I just want to know who's moving.
Beg for mercy.
I will do no such thing.
Let's do this.
Sarah, is he inside here? Do I need to open this? I'll take that power circuit. All right, let me open this too. Am I like,
You're nothing.
oh, that's just hurt. That's just hurtful. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come in here saying that about you. I mean, I could have easily done that, but I didn't. I mean, okay. All right, I admit. All right. Oh, shoot. Ow. What? Who's shooting at who?
I'm going to end you.
Where is he? Get him, sir. Get him. There's one. There's two more. Oh gosh, darn it. What does it hurt?
Take this.
Let's do this.
Where are you? Ow. Okay. I gotta back up a minute. You see what I'm talking about? These.
You're already dead.
Am I just chasing my tail right now? Like. We'll look inside this one.
Wrong day to piss me off.
There's still another. There was another. Hey, good job, Sarah. Okay, take the. Yeah. Relay. Ooh, heart. Breadstick. 316. Yes. All right. What I want to know is, do we get like a little thing that pops up on screen that says, "Hey, what's the name's been at? This has been added to your has been added, right? 3,000 credits has been added." Well, okay, it's worth some money. Uh huh. What is that? A suit? Nope, not worth it. Okay. Okay. We'll go today as long. Well, we'll go for as long as my sinuses will allow. It seems that the more I talk, the more clogged they become. So it's kind of like, all right, how long they just hold out? How long? I was talking to my sister the other day, and by the time I was done, I talked to her for like an hour, right? Um, and by the time we were done, I couldn't breathe. I was like, holy cow. I could not breathe through my nose. It was terrible. This was a Saturday. Just last Saturday. I was going to try to record some then, but once I was done talking to her, I was like, I can't talk anymore. Like, I just need, like, and the sad part is, it's kind of one of those things where when you sit and you're just quiet, right? The medication can sit in there and kind of clear your sinuses a little bit, and you feel good. You're like, hey, I'm doing good. You got a little bit of a sinus headache. Not a little bit, but a lot. But at least you're managing. And then you start talking, and then everything just goes. You're like, God dang, man, I was just fine. And so now you're like, sound all weird with the sniffles. All right, we got some foods. Foods that if we leave a lot of it on the ship, that's gonna come in handy because we have that what's the name thing.
Haven't seen a lock picked that easily since I traveled with Vladimir's soul.
Well, Vlad ain't got nothing on me, I tell you. Okay. And the fact that it impresses you tells me you like them bad boys. To a point. To a point. To a point. Can't go around just popping people willy nilly, but she likes it. She likes them. She likes them boys with a little bit of an edge on them. A little bit of an edge. You know what I'm saying? All right, that ain't doing nothing for me. Okay. Uh-oh. Starting to breathe through the mouth. Switch it to the mouth breathing. That tells you. And we're only what? What's that? That's static, right? Are you guys getting the static? I hope you're not. That tells me something's going on. I might need to reload the game. Might need to reload it See if I, because something is causing a lot of static here. Maybe we get to the next level. Not next level, but the next area. Usually there's somebody down here. I don't see them, but I don't like the static that we're getting. Alright, first one. Of course, and what do we end up doing? Alerting everyone to our
Please
presence.
don't tell me you're going to eat that.
Can we get across without getting shot? I don't think we can shoot anybody through here. Why are you shooting?
More fire!
Yeah, we're just sitting ducks because I don't think we can shoot through, but they can shoot. Come on, Sarah. 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 You don't want to bring him our way. Not before we get where we're going. God, I hate that. Is he dead? Hey, we killed the leader. They were sitting there waiting for us. Ooh. See what happens? Alright. Hold on. We can take some of these out. Before we have to actually fight anybody. I think that was it. All we're gonna get before we actually have to face the enemy. Let's see if we can. Nice. Nice. Heal. I said heal and then hit the wrong button, hit the reload button. Alright, it's yellow. Oh, there it is.
There's still quite a bit of mineral wealth down here. Perhaps it would be worth our time to survey the area.
Can't aim, man. Everybody and their cousin down here now. Hey, sir. You're getting awfully close there, babe. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind. You want to get closer? We get closer. Two others. Okay.
If you're searching, then make it quick.
All right. Yeah. You hear it, don't you? that static. Something in game is here. Let's see. Did I just save that? Did I just save that? I think I did. Okay. See, I still hear it, which is not good. Okay, guys. Hold on. We gotta do a complete reload. Hold on. Alright, so we are back. So right now there's no static. So something triggers. We get to a certain area, it loads in, and then that's where the static starts to build and it goes. So I noticed that happening with earlier session. So I'm just hoping it's just not all that we have loaded here. It could be some of the changes that are being made to certain sound files or whatever. I don't know, or it could be certain things that are just loading in and then are just interfering and causing the static. You know, but I wouldn't know exactly what it is. But right now, as we can tell, just in the main screen, after reloading, the static's gone for now. It's kind of funny. And then, so I'll let you know. So in my comments, someone had said something, had made a comment about this, and they said whatever I had said, right, was based. And I was telling my daughter, all right, so full disclosure, I have a 20-year-old daughter. She's she's away at college right now, and I was telling her about it because I just thought it was funny because someone had to explain to me what that means, because I'm like, did they mean biased? My daughter just shakes her head and just like, Dad, you're so cringe. And I'm like, I know. I know this. But guess what? I embrace it. Okay. I embrace the cringiness. Okay. I'm old. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't know what that meant. So I'm like, but luckily the person that made the comment, thank you very much, explained it to me, and it's like, yeah. And I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I said, I responded back. I said, looks like we're kindred souls, because they agreed with my comment about Starfield being one of my favorites, one of the best games that I've got a chance to play, especially from Bethesda. Even though I truly love Skyrim, Fallout, so but it was just good to hear that some people also agree, especially with all the hate and all the awfulness out there. It's like, can we, and then for me, it's like, look, it's a no-win situation. You are. I mean, it's like politics almost. There is no winning with people out there most of the time. If you try, you can try your best, and you could try to cater a game that's going to provide exactly what everyone wants. And I will say this, you can't. I'm not a Souls fan. I'm not a Elden Ring fan. I'm not a Sekiro fan. But there are people that are out there that love those kind of games, and more power to them. But those aren't the games for me. So what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? Are you going to make a game that's, Elden Ring style, Souls like, you know what I mean? Call of Duty like, there's certain elements from, basically, if you could tie together all the best elements from certain games, then yes, right? Then you're onto something. But the key is, first you got to define what those elements are, right? What part about the gunplay do you like the most, right? What part about melee do you like the most? Enemy AI, right? What do you like? Um, I was just looking at the some gameplay for um, Crimson Desert that's coming out here soon. I personally have been looking forward to that for years, last couple of years, and in truth, I'm scared by what I saw and slightly disappointed. And but I'm still willing to hold off judgment until I actually get my hands on it and try it myself. And the reason I say that is from what I saw in the 2 hours, the 2 hour gameplay video that I was watching, and it was really the first hour was the most concerning one because it felt like I was just watching like clips from Souls, from Elden Ring, and I'm not a fan of Elden Ring. So, and then people that like that game, more power to you guys. That's your style of game. That's the game that you like, and I'm never going to belittle you for it. I'm never going to berate you for it because we all have our type of game, our game that we really get into and then we enjoy. And for me, that's not it, right? I don't like a game that's hard. I I consider it a most those type of games to be hard for the sake of being hard. I don't agree with the whole. I don't, because we use it too much with the. I don't want a game to hold my hand, and then steer me from point A to point B, But I also don't want a game where I'm sitting here just fumbling around, not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then the thing is, sometimes you have to be careful with stuff like that because you could get a game that doesn't hold your hand at all, and then it allows you just to fumble around and do whatever. And then sometimes the experience can be extremely cool, right? Because you're like, wow, I would never have come here. I would have never done this, if the game was, pointing me directly to go this place, right? That I stumbled across this organically, made a world of difference. And that is true. But there's also times when, you're sitting there for an hour going around and you don't know what the next move is or what the next thing you do, next objective is supposed to be. And then now you're pissed and you're annoyed and you're aggravated because the game lacks direction. You know what I mean? And it's not, the game isn't clear as to what the objectives are, what you're supposed to do. And then you're like, well, no, I spent the last hour just walking around chasing my own tail. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And then so again, you kind of, it's a catch 22 kind of thing, right? So for some people, they might enjoy that hour of, unknowing, right? Not knowing exactly what they have to do or is expected. And then for some others will be sitting there going like, I had no clue what I was supposed to do next. It was unclear. It was frustrating. It was, it was just a waste of time, And then because some people just want to basically get from point, go point A, point B, whatever, and you know, not be bogged down with that. Some games is like, yeah, there's 100 different ways you could do this one mission, and then sometimes you'll sit there and you go, yeah, there's 100 different ways you can do it, and then guess what? All of them, unless you do it exactly that right order for that particular way, is going to break. Is going to break the, and it's like, well, what do you want? You want to have that variety and that freedom, and that agency to do things the way you want to do it, or do you want the game to just, force you to do it just this one particular way? So, yeah, it's with gaming and with the fact that there's so many. I don't know why I took the cutter. Okay, you can't. Um, so with gaming, you are it's difficult, right? Because again, not all of us likes the same kind of games. Not all of us wants exactly the same type of game, right? There's Madden lovers out there. I'm a big, huge Madden fan. As a matter of fact, I don't remember the last year that I did not have the now there. I remember the last time I was not going to buy my Madden. I had decided with Madden 19. After that, I was like, I am no longer buying Madden. I'm not spending my money on it because I thought it was becoming trash. Literally, it was becoming a trash game. And I hated EA for that. I hated how they just ruined the game, you know, but that's their MO, right? Their thing isn't about the game, it's about making money. And that's the worst part of EA, right? That is the worst thing about them is the money grab. And a lot of, what they did to BioWare is criminal, in my opinion. Um, it isn't literally criminal, but it's awful. It's awful what they did to BioWare. And BioWare is partly to blame. It's a half and half thing because not only are they to blame for it, they're partly have to blame for it because they allowed themselves to be done that way. What EA did to them, it was still just awful and shameful.
I think you need to get rid of some of that gear.
I know, sweetie, but hold on, okay? Ooh, look at that. Yeah, you don't want that. All right. So almost made me forget my train of thought here. So we all have those kind of games that we like, that we play, and one thing with me was I didn't like where Madden was going. So I decided after Madden 19 I was never buying it again. But then I had EA Play. So I didn't have to buy Madden anymore. Because I was getting it, for free now. Well, not for free, but just because it was part of the service, you know. And so I still ended up getting Madden. And then the last couple of years when I was streaming it on my channel, putting videos out, I decided I'm going to go ahead and do it. This year, I quickly kind of went away from Madden this year because it was just so bad. And then, don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's bad. And it still has the main core of what I like about Madden and everything. It just, what EA has done with the money grab, the loot boxes, not MUT, all that. I hate MUT. I hate the online. I don't play online. I do not play online. I'm not one of those people. It just, if I see it, you know, it's just not me at all. I hate online anything. And my son always asks, why don't you play like Roblox or anything? I said, cause I'm not a community gamer. I don't play games where you have to go play with other people. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of those type of games. And so, like, I don't play Madden online because I don't like I really tell you the truth, I'm not a fan of the community of and then because you'll hear about all the little tropes about how you're playing Madden and you're playing against some little snot-nosed little teenagers swearing up and down and everything, and it's like, yeah, I don't like cocky little bastards like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, plus I don't want to be in, I try not to swear. I really do. I literally used to pride myself on not using profanity just because I just felt there was no reason for it. And unless I get really mad, then it comes out, right? It all just comes out. But and I know you guys have heard it.
Hello? Took care of the spacers, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite
I got
to
it.
run through the thresher.
Uh-huh.
Grab a laser cutter and head back to
I don't think that really matters.
Percival's name cleared in no time.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, so yeah, so I don't I don't want to be in that situation where I'm dealing with just idiots. So I don't play online, and then the way Madden does things is just awful. Not Madden, but EA. The way they do things, and each iteration is just they. Wow, that's very loud. Well, and then basically they take the last year's version and they repaint it and they just add certain features in there. And sometimes they add a good thing or two in there, but then sometimes what they do just falls way short. And then I keep telling myself I can make a video, a wish list of what I need, what I would want you to do. So, the game plan type stuff for, the upcoming game just sucks big time. And it's like you're wasting, it's like there's so much potential there and you're wasting it. And it's like, and then I saw a video one time and it's funny and it sticks out in my head because they had a video with the guy that's in charge of, doing all this. I can't remember his name. And then he's asking them questions. He's asking the developers, so why did it do this here? And then I'm like, you need to do more of that, and you need more people to do that, to ask those questions. Because why did this? Because he was looking at it, and it was funny because they were looking at a run play, and he was asking why did this guy block down and this guy blocked out this way, and then why did And I was like, but did you ask why did the runner choose to go to darkness as opposed to go to the open hole, right? Or why did this guy, why does it look like this guy turned the wrong way, right? Or on an open field tackle, why did the guy just stop, right? And then kind of make a move to go one way while the runner went the other way. Now, there's one thing, and then is it because the animation just didn't pick up the juke as well to make it look clearly like the guy just got juked out of his shoes? Or is it just that, well, yeah, this is piss poor because, yeah, we can tell that Madden was telling the defender to kind of shift one way and let the runner run the other way because it was already predetermined that the runner had to go a certain amount, right? And then why do the runners run to darkness? Not because they just are clueless, but because it was predetermined that this is only going to be a 2-yard gain, or this is only going to be a 5-yard gain. So they need to go run to be tackled. And so at some point, these are questions that you should have. Yeah. And why did it do this? And then it's like, you need more of that. Because it's like, instead of setting it up for a PR video to show us that you're really engaged into how the game is being put together, actually do it. You know what I mean? Actually do that. And
Oh, for God's sake, drop some of that rubbish already.
am I over encumbered again that quickly? All right, hey.
All set? Good.
Yeah.
You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresh room, if the spacers didn't make off with it. I'll be waiting at the circle.
Okay. So, right here, pay off Percival's debt. Optional is return the data to Cambridge. Who the heck is Cambridge? Return the data to Cambridge. Oh, okay. Or change okay. So Cambridge is, I guess, that guy's name. I never knew his name. Okay. And then, so the same here, right? Same with these games here. And like Crimson Desert, like the choices they made there with all the bosses and everything like that. I'm like, seriously, and then 2 years ago, I believe it was a party-based RPG, and then now what we're seeing is no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, did that change? When did that change? You know? And did they tell us about that and I just missed it? You know, but at no point do I remember that being the thing, right? You know, that was going to be the situation here. You're carrying too much and can't fast travel. How much am I carrying? Oh, wrong one. All right, here we go. So I'm still looking forward to it in a sense because I'm oh dang, I'm carrying a lot. What the heck happened? Where's my weight? All right, spacesuits. Holy cow. Um, transfer items to okay. Hopefully this is holy cow. Yeah. Oh my goodness. 80 pounds right there. Holy schmolies. Oops. All right. All right. And then back. Oh my goodness. I just decided, hey, we're just going to carry it all. Yep. Uh-huh. All right. We are in our range now. I'm still debating on that one. Okay. Let's get this. So, yeah, I'm like, so for me, the jury is still out, right? I am not gonna, I will say, yeah, it was the, the preview. I got 3 of these. All right. So the preview so far was a little bit disappointing. From what I could see and could tell, but I don't want to just all of a sudden just bash it and say, no, it sucks what they decided to do with it. I don't know. I don't know, and I won't know until I get my hands on it, right? And I know what I like, so that's a huge, huge thing for me because I'm very opinionated, very stubborn at times, and if I just know what I like and what I don't like, and so if it turns out to be the way I fear it to be, then it's a big disappointment, right? And a waste of my money because it's $70. But you know, it is what it is at this point. But I figured I'll still give it a chance because there's a lot of mechanics in the game that you want in your game. You want to see, right? And then you hope for it. I don't know why it just kicked me out of the car. Why'd you just kick me out of the car and put me in the first person? Do I need to refuel? I got fuel. Hammer has 0% fuel remaining. And I don't have anything to fuel it with. You know what? Okay, that mod, whatever that mod is starting to bug me. Okay? Seriously, starting to bug me. Not happy about that. All right. So, screw you. I I don't know what to do about that. I think I have to get rid of that mod. Because it's okay, so here's a thing like we're just now talking about, right? There's certain things in the game that you're gonna like, certain things you're gonna enjoy. That's why I said there's a lot of things coming up in Crimson Desert that, yeah, seems like it's gonna be pretty cool, right? Me, all the boss fights and the big lean towards the Sekiro, it just really feels a lot like Sekiro, Elden Ring, Soulsy. The emphasis on that just kind of are turnoffs to me. So it's gonna be kind of we will see, right? And that's it. But like in here, I don't begrudge anybody for wanting to add in certain things. Like your ship's got to have fuel. Yeah, right? Your vehicle needs to stay fueled too. I guess my problem is the difficulty or the lack thereof of finding things to keep your vehicle fueled with. It's like, what is going on here? And it may be right there. I didn't think of it. I should have checked my ship's inventory to see if I didn't have anything stored there that I could use. But as you can see, right, we got there in our vehicle. Now all of a sudden we get out and we go to our vehicle, it's out of fuel. And in all honesty, it would almost be like your vehicle should be kind of modular where you can add certain things to it, right? Where you can upgrade the weapon systems, where you can upgrade the storage, where you can upgrade the armor to the vehicle, right? So modular in that sense, that each piece, your vehicle has pieces to it, right? Armor, storage, right? Fuel, right? Fuel and maintenance. And what you could do is eventually get a kind of like a nuclear fuel source or something like that, a module that is either, how do you say, a renewable source of energy kind of module, so you can upgrade to the point where it's, I don't want to say solar powered, but solar powered, right? Or nuclear, where so maybe the first one you start out with is kind of a combustible or gas type thing, and then you move to some sort of ion particles, right? Or so you're dealing with helium first and ion based, and then you graduate to renewable solar or nuclear, right? Nuclear not being, but one that has like a reactor, right? So that is constantly or able to produce its own power, right? And refreshes on its own. So those would be things to eventually down the line make it so that, yeah, okay, so now I don't have to keep fueling my vehicle because it renews it, right? Or if you want, just make it so that it runs this, make the fuel the same as with the ships. So I still have to fuel my vehicle, but I'm not doing this extra to try to figure out what, a battery for my god daggone buggy that isn't readily accessible, right? That I can get to, and isn't part of the leveled list. So I'm finding those. So, and then, so like I said, I could have probably just have one in my storage on my ship, right? Because I did send all my resources to the ship storage, right? Where, so now I'm not carrying it on my person, so I didn't check. So that could be it. All right, let's go in here and talk to this person. But it's just very aggravating, so to me, that isn't a pleasant experience, right? And these are kind of the things, I used to work in customer service a long time ago. And it's like the key thing about customer service is what was the experience like for the customer? And I think we are so far removed from that today than it used to be. And I think we've gotten to the point where you talk to somebody in customer service now, they don't care. There's no empathy, there's no sympathy, and there's no understanding of your plight and your problems. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just excuses, or they're combative. Today, they're combative. And it's like, is that the front you want to present to the public? A combative front? The public is using your service, by their choice. I mean, but we're getting to that point where we keep allowing these companies to buy up all the smaller ones to the point where you only have one choice for cable. You only have one choice for power. You only have one choice for phone. Well, you have multiple choices for a cell phone, but you know what I mean? You're starting to get all these monopolies out there that don't allow you or don't allow competition. You only have one choice for football, Madden. You know what I mean? And then so there's no competition. So Madden doesn't have to keep getting better, which is back to my point about how they today are so much worse than they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You know, the last good Madden that came out was like Madden 14, 15, 14 or 15. Maybe 16 was the last good one. And, each iteration is just worse than the other. And they keep coming up with these cool new features that for some reason totally overlook what the customer wants. Overlooks what the customer base is. But who cares? Millions of people are going to keep buying it because why? It's a thing. You just every year you want a new copy of Madden. You want the newest and latest. You want the most updated down, rosters where, with the actual details and stats and names, right? And pictures possible. With the commentators who have they updated anything that the commentators say in the last 5 years? No. They might add in a few more lines here and there, but they say the same daggone thing over and over and over again. So, yeah, and then like I said, I can get on my soapbox and we can talk about, all right, Cambridge. What is the problem, Cambridge? He doesn't want to talk to us. Oh, there it is.
Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's got to be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
I can give it a try.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself. In case you want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
All right. So real quick, we're going to do a test. So I don't know that one thing is working. Right? The crypto farm. Every real-time hour. Okay. Okay, that kind of sucks, actually. I think we got another 20 minutes, right? But I mean, it should be I would say every end game 2 hours, would work better than every real time hour. So every real time 15, 30 minutes tops, right? Because at that point we're talking about you got to be able to notice it, right? And you got to be able to see. I mean, would it all of a sudden become OP? Would it be OP? Yeah. Well, it's OP from the get-go anyway. If I play a 10-hour session, I'm gonna make 25,000 credits minimum. The whole point is you're making me wait an hour to see the results. That should be modifiable, right? You should be able to modify that. I should be able to say, okay, I want it every 15 minutes, I want it every 30 minutes, I want it every 60 minutes, I want it every 2 hours. I should be the one to determine that, right? Because then I can determine just how OP it might end up being. We got to go talk to this guy in the back here. But yeah, so again, these video game companies, these public service, these not customer service companies, everything, it just seems, I just heard a ching. That wasn't a ka-ching. It wasn't. It was probably my phone. One of those stupid apps on my phone. But we have gone away from kind of like actually appreciating the customer experience, right? Is this a negative experience? Is this by word of mouth? A lot of things happen. And, would I recommend this? You know, they always constantly ask you, would you recommend, you know, this company? And a lot of times I'll say, no, I won't. I wouldn't. Not because, and then they say, why? Well, based on the experience that USAA, just had an experience with them. I'll tell you real quick. So I have an American Express with USAA. So at some point, they flagged a couple of charges that I was trying to do through Amazon, and their fraud department catches it. And then so instead of just contacting me with a text message or an email or something to say, hey, did you make these charges? They freeze the card. I don't know this. So I try to make a purchase on Amazon. Again, it gets declined. And then, it uses another different card. And if it didn't use my wife's card, it defaulted to my wife's card instead. And then she goes, hey, what's this charge for? And I go, why is it on your card? And then I go in and I see it was because it was declined. And then I go, so then I'm in the chat with USAA, and at no point they were like, well, I'm sorry this happened. I feel bad, but what's happened is it looks like there was fraud caught these charges and they wanted to, and I go, well, why didn't you contact me? Why didn't you email me? Why didn't you, say something, right? Instead of me having to find out when I'm trying to use the card that it's been placed, a hold has been placed on it, and I can't use it. Do you know how embarrassing that is? What if I was out in public trying to pay for dinner, right? And I was on like a date or something, it doesn't matter. You don't know what I'm doing at this time, but the whole point is, what if I'm trying to use the card and I can't now? How embarrassing that is, right? And then now I got to call you. And all it was, and then I looked and I was like, I said, yeah, those are my charges. And then I go, and if you look at I have an American Express card and I have a debit card. And if you look at both cards, these transactions are just like the 20 or 30 so transactions before that. So there's nothing out of the ordinary about these. Why did your fraud department just flag these out of the blue? And instead of the other ones, these transactions match exactly all the other transactions that I've made in the last 10, well, I would say 5-6 years. And then you don't contact me, you don't email me, you don't do anything. And then I got you on here and you don't give a damn about my experience. There's no empathy, sympathy, anything from the person I'm chatting with. It's hard to come through, but even the words weren't even there, so it's like, and then you want to give me a survey at the end. Would I recommend USAA to anybody? No, I won't. I'm only with you because I'm stuck with you right now. So no, I wouldn't recommend you to anybody else. And because, and I was going to say, because of the poor process where you don't contact me to let me know, hey, we see some fraudulent charges. Were these yours? So I can say yay or nay, and then we can go through the necessary steps afterwards. No, you just freeze my card and wait for me to go and try to use it and get embarrassed because I can't use it. And then when I contact you, there's no empathy, no sympathy, no nothing, no apologies. I'm sorry this happened to you. But, it's like, well, our system flags it and that's it. F you. And you want me to be an ambassador for you, for other people? Gronk can go shove it up his ass. USAA sucks. Okay? So no, I will not be an ambassador for you. So yeah, would I recommend you? No. Did I have a great customer service experience with you? No. And am I bashing you right now? Yes. You know what I'm saying? And but that's where we've come to. That's where we've come to today. And so yeah, let me get off my soapbox. Let's go get this guy so we can go talk to what's the name.
Was there something else?
Yeah, I got a business proposal for you. It's going to be a pretty lucrative one. All right, now we have gone through and paid off his debt. Right, it's about like 21K. Right, and then tried to hold on and see if there's any kind of business proposition that comes down the line with this stuff that we could take advantage of, which would be a great add to this game if they did put something like that in. But no, there isn't. So
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
see, I like to see something down the line where we find out more about where this goes. I'm gonna go, hey, turn aqueous hematite into liquid
I'm
credits
quite busy,
with
you
my
understand.
patented new phenomena. Okay?
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater.
That's right.
Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
That's because they don't have the
And
smarts.
exactly what does this new drug of yours do?
Everything. This slate will show you it's the cure for human weakness. Better workers today.
Sounds like it could be useful if
Right?
the data backs up your claims.
It sure does.
But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool.
You're right.
Deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers. Or so I've heard.
Hey, man, I've been busy. All right? I already cleared them out. Won't cost you a credit to get started.
Well now, that
Mic
is
drop.
intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on.
You know it?
We could contract out all the actual lab work. Bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials.
You got people over here lining up for
License
mining jobs.
fees alone.
Right?
And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This
Not a whole lot.
reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
A million credits. I want credits, mounds of them. See, so right here we could sell it, but he doesn't give you much. He gives you. It's ridiculous. I want you to clear Percival's debt.
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential.
250,000.
Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts.
Oh, 12,000.
It was a pleasure doing business with you, Captain.
All right, 12,000 is 4 times what you normally get. And there's Manaki. Hey, Manaki.
Oh, hey, what's up? You looking
Not
to
much.
do some shopping here at the Trade Authority?
I am.
I'm Manaki. Feel free to ask me anything and I'll do my best to help you out.
You act like we haven't met before.
Cool. That's what we do here.
I've been talking to this robot all the whole time, but who knows? Okay, we need to sell some stuff. I don't even know what to sell, to be honest with you. We're gonna sell the deck of cards. Nothing here. All right. We should sell from the ship. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How much can we sell? Mm-hmm. We sell these two, this one, all 6 of these, all 3 of these. Let's go to spacesuits. Sell those two. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're ones. I got 23, 22. I'm going to give you a discount. Wait. How many of these? I only got one. Yeah. All right, man.
Yo, stay good out there.
You too now. All right, Sparky. Come on, man. You can't be running all on me. Yeah. Whatever that meant. Words, man. Words are hard sometimes, man. You start talking, and then you get up on your soapbox, and you start, you know what I'm saying. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go. Hey, bro, Lou.
Yeah?
I took care of Percival's debt for you. Now your turn.
Did you now? Fine work.
Mm-hmm.
My end of the bargain then, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there, but it sounds like you might have already tossed those drakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Roger that. Thank you. Did you just give us 500 credits?
Percival's going to be real glad to have that weight off his shoulders.
I think we can take that. Can I take that sandwich? I'm gonna take that sandwich. What else is there? Anything else? All right, nothing.
Might be time I start working on some projects of my own.
Mm-hmm. I think we got ourselves in good that we can actually take the. Okay, we can't take everything. We can take a couple of things though. Back to the main level. Did I ever talk to my girl about planning the device?
A reminder that particle detonations can occur beyond the city limit between the hours
That's a
of
pretty chill
0800
outfit, don't you think?
and 1800 local time.
Of course, an Aurora dealer. Let's go talk to my girl real quick. I just love the red hair and the accent.
You placed that sensor, and my mark is as
Yes,
good
I
as
did.
dead.
Talked to her before. Yeah, I placed that tracking sensor on top of the tower for you.
Good. I'm already getting readings from it.
Are you?
Nothing yet, but when he shows, we'll get him. Here's your pay. Think of it as your cut of the bounty for your assistance.
Ooh, 20K too. Hey, did that come with your number? I mean, do I have to beg? I just love that girl. All right. We should be. I have no way of knowing. If we got anything. No way of knowing if that one mod is doing anything. And it's not a mod, it's a legendary. I forget what it's called. But if it's actually doing anything on our boost pack. Oh shoot. Hold on. Freight fright. We still haven't done that. Yeah. Yo. Okay, so. And it only stands to reason that if we hadn't talked to our girl, then we definitely didn't talk to Dennis yet. And if Manaki, and the reason we hadn't talked to Dennis is because he was out watching ships take, well, I don't know what he was doing, but he was out with Manaki. So let's go talk to our friendo. Our friendo Dennis.
Get sent here. Consider this posting a punishment. Sidonia can have a depressing effect on some.
All right. There we go.
Ah, welcome. You did not find my cargo ship yet, I take it?
Oh, I did. It crashed. It was full of heat leeches, though. Cargo, though. Cargo's okay.
Oh, no. I hope they did not get into my cargo and ruin anything.
Didn't I just say the cargo was
Yes,
okay?
for the crew. I assume dead, yes? That is too bad. Too bad. But you found the ship and its cargo, and that is good at least.
Yep.
I will send someone to retrieve it now that you made it safe. Thank you.
All right.
Maybe I will have more jobs for you. If you want.
Yeah. So, 20K for that. All right, so we come back to him.
Hey, friendo.
Hey.
Got any special goods you're willing to part with? Maybe we can make a deal.
Well, how about this, man? I came back to see if you had any more work, you know?
Ah, plenty. I've always got work to do. Oh, wait. You mean more work from me for you? As a matter of fact, I do. You know how I have that shh business on the side?
Is that what we call it?
I could use some help acquiring more goods to sell. How would you feel about obtaining them for me?
I think that's why I'm here. Sure. You can count on me.
Excellent, friendo. I have a buddy who gives me information on where to find renegades throughout the stars. And I will give this information to you. You will go there and get the items I need from them. One thing, though, I don't want to hear details on how you get them. But you will likely need to use force, so be careful. And try not to damage the merchandise.
All right, so he'll send you over to basically random, see, the desolate parapet. So he'll send you over to random POIs that are going to be, basically infested with either, Eclipse, Crimson Fleet, some baddie. And then there's going to be a box you need to go and loot. There's going to be some loot in that box. The key is, now there was a glitch, but I think there's a patch, and I think I have it in there, where sometimes you'll go loot something. And the very first time I ever did this, I went, looted, and then went to the den and started selling a bunch of stuff. And I couldn't remember all that I had looted from that one crate. Now, the thing is, he doesn't want everything that's in the crate. There's a specific item or items, like there'll be 4 of a particular item, like a gun or something, right? That he wants looted from the crate and he wants. And then so I went and sold some stuff, and then I don't remember if I actually sold one of the items that he wanted, right, or whatever, but it kept glitching on me, and it wouldn't register, and he would not basically complete the quest. And once I got the patch, I haven't had any issues since then. But also, I know now not to loot his item any longer either. Let's see if finding Percival could. So now this finding Percival, and we just went to the abandoned mine.
Hazard alert.
We gotta be careful here because we ended up on the other side of the mine. So we may have to retrace our steps through the mine or figure out how to get to the other entry point. So you're wondering what I mean by that. All right, so let me finish up Friendo's thing. There's another entry point. Okay, so oops. I thought there was an exit there. So with Dennis, what's going to happen is he'll send you someplace and then you'll go to this POI, and you can try to sneak in, get to the crate or whatever that the loot is at, and kind of sneak it out. Or you can just go in full force and blast the place up and then just find the stuff. And then you can leave at any point. You don't have to clear the area completely. But yeah, it is going to be a little bit of... It's not going to be that situation where you can just walk in and... over here. So, yeah, you're not gonna be able to just walk in and waltz in there and just take the stuff. Right. So, that is, it's actually, it ain't so bad. It's not really so bad. And the cool part is, well, it's not, I'm not gonna call it cool, but I'm gonna say the nice part or the cool part actually is wherever he's sending you is there's potential for a lot of loot, combat. So he's not sending you to a place that's going to be empty. So whatever you do, you go to that place, you're going to be able to pick up some good loot there. So good loot on top of what he's asking you to go grab, right? And whatever is asking you to go grab for him actually isn't even as good as the loot that you potentially could pick up just from fighting through everything. Where the heck are they? That was the crypto farm thing, and I missed how much it said.
Exploring these mining operations has given...
Let's look to see what kind of money we got, so I can get a kind of a gauge. I don't know. I don't even know how much that. Yeah, I don't know how much I had.
Appreciation for the risks Dusties take to make a living.
I'm lost. I'm lost. I think I need to be up there. Oh God. There we go. God dang it. Did I just run off of that? Alright, let's try this again. There it is. I shouldn't need a weapon, as far as I remember.
My word. I can't imagine how an engineer can make heads or tails of this chaotic collection of drilling machinery. Well, this explains why the miners ceased drilling. Someone must have missed this natural cavern on the geological survey. Shame.
God dang it. Sealant.
If that was locked, there must be something they don't want us to find.
Ooh, 27K for that one. All right. I think right here. Can't hurt to get some. Sarah. God dang it, girl. Can we not run in front of the mining laser? Right, so he's all the way over there.
I suppose it was a bit like building a ship in a bottle.
So we basically can jump and then run our way around. I think I got lost. Where am I going? I need to be over there. I took a turn. I needed to go this way. Mm-hmm. See that? Those are like little sacks that would explode at times. But I don't think these were fully matured, so I don't think they would ever exploded on us.
Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor.
Nope. Not at all.
Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
I'm here to make a delivery for an old friend of yours. Adrian Sanan?
Adrian sent you. Did she look okay?
Well, I mean, if you consider being lured by, a terramorph and living as okay, then yeah, she's doing great.
A terramorph? She's fortunate to be alive at all. Hope you two had plenty of backup. So what's
Sarah.
this she had you bring all the way down here after putting you in harm's way?
Terramorph cells from a world too young to have one?
Adrian said that, huh?
Well, that's not something I would normally say.
Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
All right, you lead the way, buddy. So yeah, get some ammo right there.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything.
Not to touch anything? Too late, bro. Too late, bro. You got stuff just laying all over the place, man.
Mention how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days.
Yeah. You could have tried to hustle them. Well, actually, I don't blame you because they kind of screwed you over. All right, while he's doing that, we're gonna run around and collect a couple of things. Things I could come back later and collect, actually, but since I'm here, or maybe not. Maybe I do have to come back later. All right, I'm kind of lost. And I didn't find anything that I was actually looking for. There he is. Let me go look upstairs real quick. I wasn't looking for that.
The UC
Oop,
is
wrong one.
entertaining the notion of xeno-warfare angers me to the core.
What? What? Why are you all angry all of a sudden now? Well, I mean, if it doesn't have anything to do with me, I didn't do it, and okay, you be angry.
Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
So she wasn't mistaken? It really is a concern?
She was disconcertingly correct, trying a little habit of Adrian's. Which is why, if you wanted to have your film crew jump out and yell surprise, I wouldn't be saddened in the least.
Hmm. Well, sample's not a fake. I collected it from the Terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh?
I'm sorry. No.
This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terramorph attack in human history.
Hmm.
I presume you've heard of Londinian.
I did. Sounds familiar.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by Terramorphs.
Mm-hmm.
The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive either.
Mm.
I don't think it was transported to Talseti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any Terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-Terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
Understood.
It would be the end of us as a species.
I got you,
So,
sir.
you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Mm-hmm. Orders are to take you and that analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting for us at the 6th circle.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
All right, man. All right. It's a little disconcerting. Oh, there you go. All right, we can go this way, back out the way we came in, or we can go out. I don't think we can go out this way. Or maybe we can.
Hazard alert.
Okay, so that was outside. The other door would have let us back into the caves. And the beauty with this is we could do this. Alright. The razor leaf is over there. The hammer is still just only that far away. And then abandoned mines. Can we... I'm getting hungry. Hungry. Where's Sidonia? I could go back to the ship, but I don't want to go back to the ship. Hey, there's some aqueous hematite right there. Sarah. Why? Okay. Dude, come on, man. trying to get to? You know what? It never occurred to me. Hit this button. All right, so there's the hammer. We are trying to get here. And we could just go just like that. Fast travel. Instead of just trying to line it up in our, what's the name thing?
Hazard alert.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Where's old dude? There he is. We'll go on down, talk to Hadrian, get our next steps, and we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. I'm surprised I made it this far. You know, my nose is running again now. But did I say wastoid? You sure did. Excuse me, wastoid. Hey. Okay, we don't want to sell in front of, first of all, or right there in front of security at least. I mean, come on now. We gotta be smarter than that. I mean, if you're walking around with a name like Wastoid, bro, come on now. Look, Percival already out the thing. Hey, Adrian. Adrian.
Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
Aren't we all?
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say.
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
You know, if anything, right here, this would have been good to, if they had made the UC just a little bit more dominant, a little bit more evil, you know, and made the Free Star just a little bit more rebellious. And, you know, there's a lot of potential here that they just didn't capture. Hey.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Yeah, I got you.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
Well, there's a little bit more gunfire than I usually like, you know, on a simple delivery job, but nothing I couldn't handle.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact.
Yeah, me too.
So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
I don't remember that far back. What are you talking about? Tau Ceti? Is that a planet? How am I supposed to remember this stuff? Well, if all you need is someone to charm some higher ups, I'm your gal. You know what? Doesn't sound like any run-of-the-mill data you're after here. Might want to enlighten me a little bit?
Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
You know, I actually kind of already know about that and your past. So, but, you know, that's not for me to judge.
Oh. Well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But
Shouldn't
it
be
was
something
during
you're
that
ashamed of either.
assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's get going. We got to talk. We got a cabinet to talk to.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
All right, bro. You stay safe. 28K. Nice. Look at the cool glasses, man. Look at us, man. We just rocking, you know? Meet Hadrian in New Atlantis. All right. So that is Starfield. I mean, I just love this game, man. I tell you, I can play this game like probably round the clock, nonstop, with no issues whatsoever. You know, except for bathroom breaks and having to eat and play with my son and all that type of stuff. I don't see any other reason not to play it, man. You know, it's just kind of funny. And then just think, I mean, we're talking a year and a half later after it first came out. It's a year and a half, 2 years, year and a half. Came out in September, right? September 2024. So 2025. And so a year and a half into it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing we've been playing Skyrim since 2011. So, you know, see no reason why I can't keep playing this as long as modders just bless their hearts, keep doing what they do. This game to me is just, you know, there's so much potential for what you can add to this game and do with this game. I love it. So guys, here you guys know. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay? We're closing in on that 1,000 subscriber mark, and every single one of you are appreciated, and whatever you can do to help is very, very much appreciated. So let's get there, man. Let's get there. Let's keep this going. Again, look for some Crimson Desert stuff to happen once that releases, and we'll see how that one works too. But appreciate you all, and until next time, peace.